vichachakshire. By vidya, one end is attained. By avidya, another. This is what we have heard from the wise sages who taught us this. Now, what is vidya and avidya? This is literal translation from our level of seeing at the Advaita Vedanta level. Consciousness in motion. By consciousness in motion, one end is attained. By consciousness at rest, another. This is the literal translation at the higher Advaita Vedanta level. So let's first dive into what is attained by avidya first. Avidya is the waking consciousness, the dream consciousness, and the deep sleep consciousness. These three are avidya because they are consciousness in motion. Why avidya? Because consciousness cannot move. There is nothing like motion. There is only an illusion of motion, like your dream tiger. Yeah? There is only the illusion of the tiger there. There is really nothing happening. That is why it is called avidya. So let's first dive into what is attained by avidya. On the inward going, when you have turned in on the path of Brahman Satyam, avidya is seen very clearly as the waking, the dreaming, and the deep sleep consciousness. All these three are avidya. Consciousness in motion only it is, but it has different roles that are projected. The task of this consciousness in motion roles is to create the illusion and trap the attention of consciousness at rest. Yeah? So that consciousness at rest forgets itself completely, gets trapped in consciousness in motion, and there is no room left where the I cannot find an identity. That is its purpose. Yeah? The purpose is the illusion creation. Creating the trap is the purpose. Very beautifully, this has been given a term in Advaita Vedanta, and it is called the veiling power of Maya. Yeah? In Sanskrit, it is the avarana shakti. Avarana literally means the veil. Yeah? So it veils what? It veils my nature of peace. Consciousness at rest is peace. It veils that. Yeah? That's the first thing it does. And second, what is the second purpose? It projects a beautiful world out there. Yeah? So this is veiled. The consciousness at rest is veiled, and the consciousness in motion, because of its various roles, projects a beautiful world out there that tries to enamor me with the hope that it's going to deliver some happiness to me. Yeah, so the witness consciousness forgets itself. This is the second reason why it is called that, why it is said that this vidya can lead you to blinding darkness. And this projection power also has a beautiful term in Advaita Vedanta. It's called Vikshepa Shakti, the projecting power of Maya. Clear? So the two are clear. The Avarana Shakti, it veils consciousness at rest, and the Vikshepa Shakti manifests the beautiful roles in the waking that enamor my attention. My means I am the witnessing consciousness field. Yeah, I have to recognize that now I'm not talking as the body-mind person called Ekta. I have recognized I am unembodied. Yeah, I have recognized I am the witnessing field. So I, the witnessing field, get lost in waking consciousness, in dream consciousness, and deep sleep consciousness. This getting lost happens because I don't recognize that this is only the projecting power of Maya, Vikshepa Shakti. Same happens to you, no? In the dream, when suddenly there is a ghost in the dream. You get trapped in that. There is real fear, there is real sweating, there is running away from the ghost. Everything becomes real at that point. Yes? But what happens once you are out of the dream? You say, nonsense, rubbish, it was nothing. Yeah? Exactly the same thing happens. When you get out of this trap of waking dream and deep sleep and recognize you are the fourth, the Turiya, you shun it aside. It's nothing. Yeah, it's only the projecting power of Maya trying to enamor me. And now you start becoming more and more stable as the witnessing consciousness. It takes time. Of course, we are doing these verses in 1-2 weekends. But you have to recognize this takes some time. And how much time? Nobody can predict. It depends on the layers of your conditioning, how thick your layers of conditioning are. Yeah? So you start with baby steps. All the time resolve to stay at the witnessing level, not to get fooled by the body-mind person. Yeah? This is avidya. Again, remind yourself, this is avidya. Whatever this waker is indulging in, this money, this name, this fame, this relationship, all avidya. Can I just stay here at vidya? Later on I can drop vidya, but I cannot directly jump to the 10th floor of the building. I am not Superman. I need the ladder. So I'm taking that ladder, the step, the middle step of vidya, which is turiya or witnessing consciousness or I sense. I stay there. This is beneficial for one reason. Now it allows me to discard the body, the mind, and the waking world. Yeah, because I need somewhere to put my foot on before I discard where my feet were earlier. Right? I cannot discard this body-mind when I believe I'm the body-mind. I have to recognize, I am one step higher. I'm the witness of the body-mind. Then I discard the belief. You cannot discard the body or the mind or the waking world, remember. It's not in your power. Yeah? That will continue as it has to continue. But it does not fool me anymore. That is the meaning of discarding the belief of the body-mind. Yeah? So, it does not fool me anymore. I have taken that step up. Now when you have taken the step up, make it stronger. Yeah? Drop all avidyas. Avidya is not just name, fame, relationships, and money, and title, and company, and this and that. Whatever all that is going to come and go of its own accord. It has always been coming and going of its own accord. I used to think this is happening to me, or I used to think I am doing this. All you have to discard is the wrong belief of doership and experiencership. What must come will come anyways. If dukkha is meant to come to you for the next 50 years, it is going to come to you. You cannot push it away. And if sukha is meant to come to you for the next 50 years, it will come. You cannot do anything about it. Yeah? You drop the doership or experiencership. Very simple. Stand at a distance. I get the ability to stand at a distance because I held on to turiya. Do you get it? If I did not have the middle step, then I could not have really discarded the waker and waking world, dreamer and dream world, and deep sleep darkness. I could not have discarded these three. So I need the middle stepping stone. So that is why, after saying in the previous verse that you will have to eventually discard vidya, he's also said that vidya has a purpose. Wait for the purpose to be fulfilled. Yeah, the discarding part happens automatically. You don't become the doer over there. Okay, now I'm going to discard vidya. You are lost. You slip back down to waking consciousness. Yeah, I hope you understand this little nuance that I'm explaining. So become very clear on the Brahman Satyam journey. I can only take the middle step up to Vidya or Turiya, the witness consciousness. From there, I have to just make an attempt to drop everything in the waking. Not just name, fame, money, relationships, sex, drugs, whatever, but also the religious conditioning, also the spiritual conditioning. That also must be dropped. All religious practices, rituals, rites, all spiritual mantra chanting, all breathing techniques, all body postures, all mental imagination meditations. Oh, imagine that you are expanding. Imagine you're expanding. Or you're imagining. You're stuck at the mind level. Do you see this? I'm doing yoga, I'm doing penance, I'm doing difficult body postures. And you're stuck at the body level, waking. Do you get it? So you keep confusing yourself if you continue to be stuck there. Do it for the health of the body, but no, this is not going to take me to enlightenment. Not at all. In fact, it's confusing the witness consciousness, because at one level you tell the witness, I am not the body mind. And then you sit down and you do the body postures and you do difficult penances. You're hitting yourself with the whip. I'm not the body, I'm not the body. Then if you're not the body, why are you hitting yourself with the whip? Why are you walking on fire? Why are you trying to walk on water? This is all crazy stuff. Recognize these were all misconstrued out of not understanding or not being at the higher level of the Upanishads. So as you grow higher, you will have to discard the dim-sighted path as well, the dim-sighted techniques as well. You have to move on to becoming sharp-sighted. So I'll give you homework. If you're really serious, no human worship, no idol worship, no miracles, no magic. There is nothing like that, like blessings that can really make this body-mind person prosper or prevent it from failure. Nothing like this is happening. Drop all these silly things. Oh, I will chant the mantra and I'll feel good. No, that is also a hypnotism, self-hypnotism. You don't need to chant the mantra Purnamada, Purnamidam. Pointless chanting. You chant Coca-Cola, Pepsi, you will get the same thing. Just keep saying Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. The same thing will happen. The mantra or the word is not important. What is important is recognizing I am the witness consciousness and the witness cannot hear. The witness cannot speak the mantra. I, the witness, am ever silent. This is more beautifully explained in the Ashtavakra Gita, where I, the witness, cannot do anything. Cannot do anything. So we might get there in Ashtavakra in chapter 15. He has very beautifully, 15 and 16, very beautifully explained this. If you know a little bit of Sanskrit, pick up the book. Not translations done by the dim-sighted path, but read the Sanskrit and you'll see he says, shun everything. Just recognize I am the Sakshi. That's the word used in Ashtavakra. I am the Sakshi. And now you stay as the Sakshi. I'm not doing anything. Everything is happening. Everything is happening. But don't go the perverted way now. Oh, idol worship is happening. Human worship is happening. Astrology is happening. Miracles are happening. No. Now you are making it perverted. This is called the perverted use of knowledge. You can just withdraw. Withdraw at the subtle level. It will not manifest at the gross. You have that power. So when you withdraw from all these, you're withdrawing from the blinding darkness, the blinding beliefs, the blind faith that veils consciousness at rest. This is the main purpose of consciousness in motion. To project as if I will give you a lot of happiness, come my way. And then you run in its direction and then it just delivers unhappiness. How many of you realize this? Happiness wave is just one wave. That's it. That one moment you feel good, one first award, that great relationship, something good happening in your life. First wave is there of pleasantness, and that goes away very quickly. And then everybody is coming and congratulating you, patting you on your back, and come on, you need to be happy. And you're like, yes, I need to be happy. I don't feel happy, but let me pretend happy. Do you see this? And there's this inner war going on. Of course, you need to be super sharp-sighted to see this happening. You see that inner war. You're not so happy and you're pretending to be happy. Yeah? The pretense is coming from the story that is created. And you keep revising to yourself, oh, I got this, I did this, that's why this came my way, and that's why I have been progressing. So you made up the story and you keep revising the story and you pretend to be happy. Do you recognize this? Yeah. Those who recognize this, pat yourself on the back from Buddha's side. Yeah? Because Buddha gave this really extremely invaluable and precious wisdom. There is dukkha. In fact, very clearly in Sanskrit, sarvam evam dukkham. All of it is misery. All of it. Yeah? So the purpose of consciousness in motion is to actually bring this misery your way. The purpose is very clear. Yeah? Now, this you have understood only by Ekta telling this to you. Yeah? You have to see it in your own direct seeing. So I spoke about the waking world being ignorance. It doesn't matter whether it's waking, even the dream world is the same blinding darkness, the same ignorance. Please understand, blinding darkness are poetic words for ignorance. Ignorance of what? I don't know my true nature, and that's why I get stuck in a dream. I feel I'm flying in the sky. Yeah? It's a dream. It's not real. Yeah? But I believe it to be real. And deep sleep darkness. Deep sleep darkness is simply an aversion. Yeah, it's an aversion to the waking and dream where I did not find my own identity. Yeah, this absence thought is a blankness thought. Yeah, and it is also consciousness in motion. Those who haven't been working on this before and have heard it first time today, please make a note somewhere. Yeah? Consciousness in motion is not just waking and dreaming, but also deep sleep. Okay, now what about consciousness at rest? Vidya. The moment you start recognizing, this is at the higher level where only the sharp-sighted ones see in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, the I sense come out of the nothingness of the undifferentiated consciousness. Oh, this I sense was not there before. It came after a gap of nothingness. And it was known when it suddenly came up. And then at the end of the entire waking cycle, the dream happens, the I sense is there, and then the dream collapses, I sense is standing alone, and then when it has nothing to identify with, this drop goes back into the water. The I sense collapses. Something beyond knows that the I sense collapsed, the witnessing consciousness collapsed. What knows? That cannot be known directly. Yeah? That is realized only on account of the collapse of the witnessing consciousness or the arising of the witnessing consciousness. Is that clear? That indirect realization of consciousness at rest has this as its purpose. This purpose is very important, that it has only projected everything, and the purpose of this everything is to come back to nothing. I'll repeat that. The purpose of consciousness at rest is to project everything. And what is this everything going to realize? That it is nothing. Shunyata, emptiness. Yeah, just like you see a dream. You dream there is a tiger, there is huffing, puffing, running away, fear, etc., etc., etc. All the story is there. And what happens at the end when you recognize that there is no tiger? Yeah? Oh, there was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing. There was no tiger. You cannot even say the tiger was born and now it has died. No, it was never born. It never existed. It can never die because it was never born and never existed. Yeah? This is Gaudapada's teaching. Ajata Vada. Ajata. Unborn. This world is unborn, he says. It's like the dream tiger. Yeah? It appears to be, but it is not. Is this very clear? This is the purpose of consciousness at rest. To guide everything to realize that I am nothing. This inward turn path is very important. Only when you realize the collapse of the I is this possible. You believing Ekta is not going to get you there. I hope this is very clear. Yeah? Blind belief is not going to get you there. Just because Ekta said so, it is true. This is not going to get you there. Yeah? This is the conditioning that you have to break. Mama said, you do this because I said so. Daddy said, you do this because I said so. The teacher said, you do this because I said so. Do you see how your conditioning has built? Finally, you came to the Advaitam spiritual paths and the Guru says, I am saying this, that is why it is like this, and you do so. So you did that blindly. Yeah? Advaita Vedanta says, break all this. To really walk up, now you have to break all that conditioning of do this because I said so, and you see. Yeah? So those who have had years and years of that kind of conditioning, please remember your layer is very thick. Some of us have a very thin layer. So we see quickly. But those who don't have a thin layer, their layer is super thick, they take time. Please have patience with yourself. If you are earnest about your path, I am walking right by your side. Give it that time. Yeah, you went to graduation school, most of you. You gave 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to your graduation, right? Yeah, those who went to medical school gave 5.5 years. And then you did internship. And then you did, I don't know what else, masters. You gave a lot of time, right? So be ready for that. Be ready for that. Don't expect in one weekend, Ishavasya session, I will get there. No. You have to overcome your own layers of conditioning. Neither can you predict how much conditioning you have. Neither can Ekta guide you. Neither can any sage or guru or astrologer guide you. You have to work on your layers of conditioning. Yeah? True sadhana is only letting go of the old conditioning. That's it. There is nothing else to do. Nothing else to do. Simply sit and witness. Whatever arising is coming, it is a test and it has a purpose. Can I recognize, is this consciousness in motion and what is its purpose? Then I have understood this particular verse. Clear? As you dive deeper into this, you will start understanding different aspects. Oh, this came for this purpose to me. This came for this purpose to me. For example, if an arising arose which made you believe I am the body, you stay at a distance and recognize, no, this is the greatest insight attainment that I have, that I am not the body, I am the witness of the body. I am not going to let go of this precious insight of mine. Yeah? Consciousness at rest gave me this blessing of recognizing this. I am going to stay here. Yeah, because the moment I recognize I am not the body, I honestly accept I am not the doer of the actions of the body. And I'm not the experiencer of the karma phalam by this body. It liberates me. And that liberation is called Ananda. Yeah? Param Ananda, highest happiness. You need to be liberated of all these false beliefs that you have. Then only you stop beating yourself, you get out of guilt and remorse, and you attain that peace, that equanimity, the zero line, as I explain in Guru Tattva Drishti. There is no more going up or down, no seeking anymore. You're happy with the zeroness. This I've explained in the book Guru Tattva Drishti. You can also watch the videos, they are there online. The seeking must stop. That straight line of equanimity, that happens. Yeah. So all these beautiful results happen just by honoring what the consciousness at rest has given me. That recognition that I am not the body, akayam. Like that only many things will come up. Somebody appreciates you. Wow, you're so intelligent. You came up with this brilliant idea. The moment you hold on to that praise, you're saying, I am the mind. And I am the thinker of that thought. But that is lies. I know when I stand at a distance as the witness, the thought automatically arises. The up wave of the thought has already crossed till the 3/4 point. Then I realize, oh, this thought is happening. And then peaks and then it recedes. But I want to take false ownership of the thought. Yeah? Recognize, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to betray myself. I am the witnessing consciousness. Yeah, that's how you use this sutra. Again and again recognize there is a purpose why this particular arising has arisen now. Yeah? All these arisings will keep haunting you till you pass your test. And there is only one result. The only thing that you need to do is stand as the witness. There is no other great thing that you need to achieve. Somebody else asked me a question. Oh, how do I strengthen the witness? Oh, you don't have to strengthen the witness. You are the witness. You are the witness. The witness does not need to be built. The witness does not need to be developed. Yeah? The witness does not need to be created. It is. You have been ignoring the light. It is. You don't have to do anything. You have to only let go of the false conditioning. You will see it's hiding behind the conditioning. It's already there. You don't have to grow it. There's nothing to grow here. Yes. Soon when you recognize that the consciousness in motion has a purpose and the consciousness at rest has a purpose, you attain maturity. That consciousness at rest is the way to erase all the misery produced by the illusory motion in consciousness. Remember, consciousness cannot move. There's no motion there. It produces an illusion like the dream tiger. So you attain this maturity, let me be established as consciousness at rest. Then comes the next stage of Parama Vairagya. And this Parama Vairagya leads to Paramananda. Parama Vairagya means dispassion. You become dispassionate towards these motions. Yeah? And Paramanand, supreme bliss. Supreme bliss is not like, oh, happy birthday, yes, thank you for this gift, oh, thank you for coming. No, not that kind of bliss. That is your mundane waking level bliss. We are not talking about that. There's an absolute stillness in the lake. A straight line of equanimity. Yeah, no ups, no downs, no excitement, no depression. Straight line of quiet peace. Yeah, this is what you are really searching for. This is what you're really searching for. And the purpose of the witness consciousness is to coerce you to turn away from the witness consciousness also and find that which is higher. Because the witness consciousness is still searching, remember? Yeah, it was searching outwards, now it turns inwards and starts searching inwards. But even this needs to collapse. Yeah. When that last drop collapses, what you attain is Param Ananda. This is the meaning of verse 10. By Vidya, one end is attained, and by Avidya, another. Basically, consciousness in motion has one purpose, and consciousness at rest has one purpose. And I must recognize the purposes of both. Clear? Good with 10? Okay. Now I'll move on to 11. Now because we've done 10, 11 will become quick. Verse 11. Vidyam cha avidyam cha yastad vedo bhayam saha avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amrutam ashnute. He who simultaneously knows both consciousness in motion and consciousness at rest. See, the word simultaneously is important. You get it? When you know just one, you are stuck there. If I know only Ekta talking and I cannot recognize that Ekta is in my witnessing field, then I am stuck in Ekta's words. But when I know both very clearly, I am the witnessing field in which Ekta is there, the words are there, and all these Advaitams are there. All this is consciousness in motion, and I am that witnessing field that is consciousness at rest. See, I am knowing it simultaneously. Do you recognize what the verse is pointing towards? The simultaneous recognition of both consciousness in motion and consciousness at rest helps you overcome something. Overcome what? Overcome death by avidya and attain immortality by vidya. This verse, Vedo, the root word is vid in Sanskrit. It means to know. You, the witness consciousness, have one ability to know. You cannot act, you cannot think, you cannot experience. You can only know the arising that is labeled as an action. You can only know the arising that is labeled as a thought. You can only know an arising that is labeled as an experience. You know. You do not act, think, or experience. Yeah. This seeing is the core of being able to establish in seeing both together. If you don't have this understanding about yourself, you will think, I am Ekta and I am speaking. But I have no such confusion. I know I am not Ekta. I know I am not speaking. I know I am the witness consciousness in which suddenly there is the body arising of Ekta and then the solidity is felt. Suddenly there is the sound of Ekta's words and the knowledge is known. Suddenly there is just a thought that appears and disappears. Suddenly there is the dryness in the throat that is like a wave that appears and disappears. Suddenly Ekta picks up the glass of water, drinks water. Now, all this is only known in me, the witnessing field. This is the core wisdom. If you don't have this, you will not be able to see both together. Do you realize this? Now, I have done a separate self-exploration. In the 200 self-explorations playlist, there is a separate self-exploration called Knowing is Your Only Possibility. Please revisit that. On a daily basis, if you do that, you will come to a point, yeah, I was only fooling myself that I act, I think, I experience. Yeah? When you start seeing, oh, I only know what is arising in this field, then that is the core wisdom that is required to see both together. Both have to be seen together. Both have to be known together. What both? Consciousness in motion and consciousness at rest. Consciousness in motion is avidya, consciousness at rest is vidya. Yeah, this is my stepping stone, remember. I have to go ahead. I don't have to stop at witnessing. So on the path of Advaita Vedanta, on the inward going path, you must make the effort to know both. Both vidya and avidya. Yeah? Witnessing consciousness and waking dream, deep sleep consciousnesses. Yeah? This is knowledge, this is ignorance. Now you cannot ignore either of these. Both vidya and avidya must be comprehended, say the sages. When you stand as the witness stand and you look outward, you recognize waking consciousness is an illusion, dream consciousness is an illusion, deep sleep is an illusion. They're only trying to capture me, the witness consciousness. Now when you stand at the witness level and look inward, now you turn inward, you recognize your pure witnessing quality. This pure witnessing quality says, I can only know. I cannot do, I cannot smell, I cannot taste, I cannot touch, I cannot see, I cannot hear, I cannot think. I am not the doer. I am not the experiencer even. I am only knowing the perception of sight, which is called seeing. I am not seeing. I am only knowing the perception of sound, which is called hearing. I am not hearing. I am only knowing a thought arise. I am not thinking. Then you start separating out. Yeah, this is what I have explained as distancing. A natural distance happens. That is the meaning of Parama Vairagya. Vairagya is not wearing saffron clothes, leaving your wife or husband and running away to the Himalayas. No. Vairagya is a natural distancing that now starts happening. Right? Because you turned inward and you recognized your nature of pure witnessing. That's why you naturally start distancing from the waking, dream and deep sleep arisings. This pure witnessing quality is the recognition that I can only know. I cannot do. I'm not the doer. I'm not the experiencer. My reality is knowledge. Hence, I, the witness consciousness, am known as Vidya, or the field of knowingness. Yeah, because I can only know. But again, remember the previous verse, 2 verses ago? Vidya or knowledge cannot be the end. It is a means to an end. Something more needs to happen after this. The means must be understood completely to reach the end. You cannot say, oh, anyway I have to discard witnessing consciousness. Why even begin? You're saying, I am going to be Superman and I am going to fly up to the 10th story from the ground floor without needing an escalator, without needing a staircase, without using a ladder. No, then you are dreaming. This is a dream. You cannot get there. Forget about it. This is the strategy used by Neo-Advaitan teachers who take jingle from you, money, in exchange for telling you only about the pure consciousness, and they don't explain the steps to get there. Yeah. They want to see you coming back again and again. So don't fool yourself the way they have been fooling you. You become very clear that I have to take every step up and drop this dream that I'm going to fly from consciousness in motion directly to consciousness at rest. It's not possible. You have to take the middle step of witness consciousness, completely understand it, and after that just be there. The 200 meditations that I explained, the self-exploration meditations, are all about how you maintain this stand and let the final step happen. And what is the final step? The drop collapsing back into the ocean. The witness consciousness automatically collapses back into pure consciousness or primordial awareness. You cannot do anything about it. How many of you recognize this in your Swapna Nidra Jnana sadhana and in your Buddha Samadhis? How much ever you're watching, you're observing, you're waiting for the I to collapse, you cannot do anything. Yeah. So stop running after, oh, the I should collapse, the I should collapse, the I should collapse. It's not going to collapse that way. You let go all of the waking, dream and deep sleep conditioning. Let the I become pure and turn inwards. Its inner purity determines when this drop is going to collapse back into the pure consciousness. Yeah, and you'll see it in your Swapna Nidra Jnana sadhana. You yourself will see it, and then you will know, aha, this is what Ekta was talking about. This is what is written in the Swapna Nidra Jnana sadhana books. Yeah. So the last word of caution from this verse is you discard the waking attachments. First make a list, recognize your attachments. Yeah? The name, fame, money, relationships, sex, drugs, fun, enjoying this, enjoying that, whatever it is. Make a list of all those attachments. Sit and see, isn't this just an illusion? Isn't this just a dream tiger? Isn't this just a dream ghost? Discard, discard, discard. Once you're done with the material level listing, then you have to list even your religious and spiritual conditioning. The waking guru, the waking idol, waking body-mind techniques, waking sounds of mantras. Sounds are all at the waking level. Yeah, there is nothing beyond. So let me discard all this. Discard the idols, the pilgrimages, the breathing techniques, all religious practices, whatever, books, I don't know. Not even to get attached to Ekta. Where is Ekta limited? She's limited to the waking state. Do you see this? Not to get attached to Ekta. Ekta is nothing but the projection of consciousness at rest to guide the other drops that are looking to go back home. I cannot hold on to Ekta and say, okay, this is good. I have gotten attached to her. This is good. No. Take the wisdom and you see it directly in your experience. Direct seeing is the path. Is that clear? There was no other way that consciousness could have made itself manifested and bring this knowledge to you. It had to do it through a waking body-mind. So this is just one drop in the ocean. But the drop is not the goal. Do you remember this? Yeah? One of these drops is Ekta. The drop is not the goal. Do not get attached to the drops. You turn inwards and go towards the pool of consciousness. That should be your goal. Then you are walking the proper path. Yeah, all other attachments are utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Clear? So this completes verse 11 for the people who have started practicing Swapna Nidra Jnana sadhana. One last homework I'll give you. You start working on the inward turn journey now. Yeah, you've recognized already, oh, this is illusion. I'm trapped in an illusion. Now you turn inwards. Get established in the witness consciousness, which is witnessing itself. That is the meaning of turned inwards. Yeah? When you turn inwards, many times you will recognize you are just walking in nature and there is no I there. It happens in open-eyed also. Yes, the same thing will start happening in your closed-eyed meditations where you're just observing. No breath, no mantra, no body, no postures, not to get stuck in any external world stuff. Just observing, just observing. Who's observing? It's the witness consciousness that is observing. When there is an arising, means when there are these other drops, it knows the drops. And when the drops quieten down, what is it knowing? consciousness at rest. Do not get bored by the consciousness at rest. Big warning to all meditators, especially those who are doing weekly samadhis online. Do not get bored by the consciousness at rest. It's bland, it's quiet. And there's no masala, no spice there. Yeah? So if you get bored by it, you will again go back out to the waking. No. A tip for samadhi, stay away from anything that is pulling you out. The word boredom is also pulling you out. It's nothing but a thought. It's come to test you in your samadhi. Can I simply be the observer? Soon, the central observer will collapse and there will be an observation field. That is your goal. When that I sense collapses in meditation, you start seeing it very clearly in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. When it collapses in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, you start seeing it very clearly in your samadhi. They feed into each other. Yeah. When the I collapses, there is a recognition, I still remain. Otherwise, who was the one that knows the collapse? Who is the one who knows the arising of the I again? I still remain. Yeah? But there is no knowing of yourself there. Yeah? It's for the beginners, you will come out and you will know, oh, I recognize the collapse. That means I was there. Yeah? You know yourself as the pure consciousness indirectly on account of the collapse of the I. You know yourself as the pure consciousness indirectly on account of the arising of the I from nothingness. Who knew? That is who I am. Once you recognize this, then you overcome the fear of death. Oh, the body called Ekta will die, but I will continue. This is Mrityu Tirtva, overcoming death. That is there in the verse. Automatic recognition, oh, I was never born. How can I die? Mrityum Tirtva. So that takes away the unnecessary fear of death. And hence you attain immortality. Yeah, when the witness consciousness arises again from the unmanifest pure consciousness, this recognition imparts what? Imparts the attainment of immortality. I can never die. I can never die. The I thought dies in me. The I thought emerges out of me. But I can never die. I cannot even call myself I then. I'm a not I. The not I can never die. Yeah? This is the beauty of this highest level. Again, do not crave for it. You cannot force the I to collapse. You simply stay as the witness and the I will collapse automatically. Clear? That completes today's session. I've completed verses 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll continue with 12 tomorrow morning. We can do a short 30-minute question-answer session. Those who need to leave can leave. I pardon me for extending over the time. If anybody has any question, you can ask yourself by unmuting yourself, or you can send the question to the host. The host will ask on your behalf. All good, no questions? All experts? Attain pure consciousness? Shalini, any questions? Sent to you?
Nothing on the chat, Ektaji, and they can also unmute themselves.
Okay, if you want to ask, you can unmute yourself. If there are no questions, then I'll see you tomorrow. We'll continue from verse 12 onwards tomorrow. Yeah. From 12 onwards, it's the going out path, the path of pravritti. So you have completed Brahman Satyam with the verses 8, 9, 10, 11. Inward journey is over. You should not stop here. Now Jagat Mithya, understanding that the going out journey, seeing the Jagat, seeing the world as an illusion, is equally important. Yeah?
Can I ask one question?
Sure. Loudly.
I can see my terminology is quite different, but I can try to explain this. Right?
Yeah.
So when we come to the witness consciousness,
Not we, I. When I come to the witness consciousness,
I sense at this moment I'm trying to get out of this condition. I can see my conditioning. Everything is false. Everything is. I'm strongly believing this.
Yeah.
Whenever when I'm speaking to you, I'm believing strongly this one. So there is a doership trying to get out of this suffering.
Yeah.
And this is the second part which I completely unaware. This is just concept as a witness. So this witness, I sense will dissolve into absolute consciousness. Right?
Witness is equal to the I sense. Witness is equal to the I sense. They are not different. I explained that 2-3 times, no? Yeah.
So when it's just a question from the person.
Yeah.
So when this I sense wants to, there is no doership, right? In I sense, there is no doership. There is no desire to become the absolute consciousness. How this I sense will become absolute consciousness when we reach to the...
The main thing is there, jijivisha. Remember? The desire to exist is there. The desire to experience is there. Why is it there? If you go to the core and see in your own direct seeing, in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, you'll recognize I'm seeking an identity. Whatever I am doing in the waking world is for an identity. Whatever I am doing in the dream world is also for an identity. That seeking of identity has its roots somewhere beyond the waking and the dream. Yeah, let me look beyond. When you come to the beyond, you recognize the witness consciousness, which also equals to the I sense, one and the same. Yeah, 2 different words used by 2 different sages. The witness consciousness is seeking. That is why it projected the waking, it projected the dream, it projected the deep sleep. That witness consciousness seeking what? What? You don't realize it. It's at even beyond that. So that recognition comes only when the witness consciousness dissolves into pure consciousness, or the I sense dissolves into nothingness. When it dissolves into nothingness and comes back out of it with realization, not in ignorance, with realization, oh, that is what I am. Then it stops seeking outside. That. Now you've got the key to the door. Now you realize, oh, I am pure consciousness and I was seeking my own identity. I was seeking for myself. Yeah, that's why you heard from many sages, no? What you seek, you already are that. You've heard this before, right? That is the meaning of it. You realize, oh, I was seeking for myself, my true identity. I wanted to know who am I. And I was misguided by the waking consciousness, thinking I am the waker, or I am this achievement, I am that, I am this. I was misguided by the dream consciousness, thinking in the dream I am this, I am that. In the deep sleep, it was just an aversion to the failure of not finding my identification. That is also seeking. Okay, I am nothing, I am nobody. I don't want to be any of these. These are all rubbish. This is also a blankness, a tamo vritti. Final realization is, oh, I am that undifferentiated consciousness. For that, this step is very important. The drop, going back into the ocean of shunyata and coming back out of shunyata. Clear? That's how you realize that you were only seeking your true self. You were not seeking for anything here. Clear? Did I answer your question?
Yes.
There is a question on chat, Ektaji.
Yeah.
What's the difference between knowing and experiencing? Witness knows but does not experience.
Okay. This is a phone. This is a phone. Yeah. I am knowing the phone, means I am separate from the phone. I am consciousness at rest. This is consciousness in motion. Yes. I am knowing it. I am not experiencing it. Experience means what? I go through the ringing of the phone. I go through the chat of the phone. No, no, no. I don't ring. I don't chat. And I don't die when the phone's charge is gone. I don't die. Do you get it? If I say I am ringing, I am chatting, I am the video playing on the phone, and I am the one that dies when the phone dies, that is experience. When you're only knowing it, there is only an arising that appears and disappears. Yeah, for example, I'll give you a little example, little homework to do. Do it with doership, do it with experiencership, then you will get both. Experiencership always comes after understanding doership. Yeah, so first understand doership. After this session is over, make a resolve. I'm going to go for a walk in the community, in the neighborhood, and I'm going to walk exactly like this, like this, like this. Even tell yourself, okay, house numbers, this. I'm going to take exactly this path. Yeah? Decide for yourself. Right at the doorstep, you have to make this decision. Yeah? After that, you start on your walk. I guarantee you 100%, all 100 people of you will not be able to make that entire round. You will not be able to. Something will happen and you will change your course. You'll see a beautiful flower, you'll go in the direction of the beautiful flower. You've broken out of your course. Yeah, out of your resolve, out of your decision. That's when you realize, oh, that is what life is. Moment to moment, there is an arising that comes and distracts you. It enamors you, it captures your attention and changes your path. You think, oh, I did it. Oh, I saw the flower, I got attracted to it. No. There have been many times that you've seen flowers and not gotten attracted to them. Yeah, so don't make up stories about that. Recognize the real thing that, oh yeah, I can never make a decision and stick to it. Then you will be able to accept I am not the decision maker, hence I am not the doer. Same thing with thought. How many times has it happened with you that you're singing a song and you don't realize by the second line or third line, suddenly you realize, oh, I'm singing this song. How many of you realized it? Yeah? A song is a thought. It arises like this. 3/4 of the wave, up wave is already done. That's when you realize the thought. And then you say, oh, I am singing the song. I am not singing the song. I am knowing that there is the arising of this song thought. That is reality. You keep experimenting, and you will come to the truth that yes, I can never ever make a decision. I am not the doer. Similarly, I am not the thinker, otherwise I would know the thought before it arose. Do you know thoughts before they arise? Do you know which is the next thought that is going to arise? Anybody? How can you be the thinker? How can you be the thinker? Thinker means the creator of the thought. creator of the thought would know the thought before it arises. You know the thought after it is arisen, and that also half the wave, three-fourth of the up wave is already done, and then you know, oh, this is the thought I'm thinking. And then you beat yourself. Why am I thinking this nonsense, rubbish? Go away. You can't even make it go away. Do you realize that? It will keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Go away, go away. I don't want to think. It will keep coming. If you were the so-called master of your mind, then you would be called the thinker, but you are not. Yeah? All these little seeings are there in that 200 self-exploration playlist. Keep doing one self-exploration per day. You will finally realize very clearly, I'm not the doer, I'm not the experiencer. In fact, nothing is happening here. There is no world, ajata. Ajata. Experiencing is part of that. Only when you feel that you have done something can you experience something. Experience is also a wave that I see. After three-fourths of the wave, half the wave has gone up. Yeah. Pay attention to your own self now. Enough you've run in the world. You've seen there is nothing here. It's pointless. It's absolute rubbish. If you've realized it, you've realized what is dukkha. Now turn within and research yourself, study yourself. Yeah, that's called swadhyay in Sanskrit. Study yourself and don't stop till you see the I sense collapse into the pure consciousness, nothingness, shunyata.
There's one more question on chat.
Yeah.
In SNGS and meditation, I see the emergence of I, but not able to see the drop of I. What to do? Why is this happening?
It's okay. It takes time. It depends on the conditioning. Like I told you, Ekta cannot tell you how much conditioning is left for you. You cannot know how much conditioning is left for yourself. It is just conditioning. Soon you will see it. If you've started seeing one, you'll see the other very soon. Yeah, it's like a little glimmer of hope. Oh, if I can see the collapse, I can see the arising. If I can see the arising, I can see the collapse. Yeah, there could be people who are exact opposite of you. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. The job of consciousness in motion is to discourage you. Remember that. You have projected it. Yeah, you have projected many such things on your path. You have projected friends who are going to discourage you from walking the Advaita Vedanta path. You have projected other past gurus who are going to try to pull you back onto the Advaitam path. You have projected religious priests and religious whatever temples and organizations that are going to try to pull you back. No, keep moving up. Keep moving up. You have projected it. Remind yourself. Your relatives, your family members, all of them will try to pull you back because you're moving towards something higher, consciousness at rest. Consciousness in motion cannot take it. It wants to pull you out. Yeah? So don't get discouraged. In fact, this is a glimmer of hope. If you see one, if you see the arising of the I, you will definitely see the collapse. And vice versa. If you see the collapse of the I, you will see the arising. Let the conditioning dissolve. It has to thin down, thin down, thin down. Yeah? Wait for that. Wait for that. Neither can Ekta predict when that will happen, neither can you predict. Clear?
Okay. Ekta ji, can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
Ekta ji, consciousness in rest is projecting everything. Does that mean it is also projecting consciousness at waking, dreaming, and deep sleep?
Yes, yes. That's what I'm saying.
Then,
Yeah.
then primordial awareness is basically nothing but one, like which is consciousness at rest and consciousness at
Motion.
avidya, basically at motion. So
Perfect.
this is primordial awareness.
Hmm.
So does primordial awareness project all of these two, like those two things as well?
Yes, because primordial awareness knows I am, but I don't know what I am. So it's looking for the answer, who am I? You must have heard this from many sages, that there is only one important question on the spiritual path, and the question is, who am I? Yeah? From where is this coming? Suddenly, in the pool of consciousness, imagine this drop is not there. Okay, just imagine this drop is not there. In the pool of consciousness, there is a little current, the circular current that you see behind me. The circular current is the jijivisha, the desire to exist. Yeah? And the moment there is a recognition, I exist, there is the thirst for the answer to the question, I exist, but who am I? I exist, but what am I? Yeah, what I'm explaining to you can be seen in your Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana directly. When you come out of the deep sleep nothingness, you call it deep sleep nothingness. For beginners, I'll call that, but it is not that. You actually come out of primordial awareness, pure consciousness, but you don't know that. You think it's the same as deep sleep nothingness. So when you come out of deep sleep nothingness, at first there is just the sense of existing. I exist. For a little while, only the sense of existing is there. And then there is dreams. Rubbish dreams. The content of the dream is not important. It's either a verbal dream or a visual dream. Before the dream, when the sense of I was standing alone, the sense of existing was there by itself, at that moment I can know that current of Jijivisha, and I can recognize very clearly that I, the primordial awareness or pure consciousness, know that I am. I know that I am. That's it. That is the first knowing. The first knowing. There's just a recognition at the peripheral level that there is a central sense of I am. In pure consciousness, the first cause is projected. I will be doing this in the verses ahead, but because you asked me the question, the first cause is that I know that I am. Yeah, till we meet next time, attempt to see this. Can I recognize this in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana or in closed-eyed witnessing Samadhi? Do I recognize there is a peripheral level that just knows the existence of something central? And then there's the question, who am I? That is when the I comes up as an I thought. Yeah, then this I thought, this drop comes up, and then this drop attaches to something in the dream. Yeah, so it is before the first dream and after the nothingness. There is a little gap. Attempt to see that. Attempt to see that. Yeah? Then you'll find your answer. Then you will not need an Ekta outside. Yeah? My only intention is to make you spiritually independent, even independent of Ekta. Yeah? Find the true Guru within.
When you say pure consciousness, there is no pure and impure consciousness, right? There is just consciousness.
Yeah, it's just called pure consciousness, so you don't confuse with witness consciousness, waking consciousness, dream consciousness, deep sleep consciousness. That's it. These are just given names, so there is clear recognition of that which is at complete rest, nothing. That is the pure or the undifferentiated consciousness. Basically, this is differentiated and that's undifferentiated. But that's so complex English, and some people get stuck in the words. So, pure and witness consciousness, waking dream, and deep sleep consciousness. Clear? Again, all these terms are from Mandukya Upanishad. I have already completed Mandukya Upanishad. So, if you like the Sanskrit words, these are specifically defined there. You can do that also online. All the videos are available, yeah, on the website as well as on YouTube. Of course, YouTube, there'll be a lot of disturbances with the ads. You can just enroll on the website and watch there. It's all free on the website as well.
Thank you.
All good? Yeah. Okay. Rest of the day, attempt to stay as the witness consciousness of the body mind. Yeah. Homework for the rest of the day. Come back tomorrow morning being well established as the witnessing consciousness. Discard this feeling of being embodied. Yeah. Akayam. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.